Hello, and welcome everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. It's Saturday, it's the weekend, which means it's all the good stuff when it comes to chatting to you guys about skincare. I am gonna be totally honest when I say, you know what? It's very warm in here in the UK, so we might have to sweat our way through this one because it is super warm. I've got the door open, so if you get invaded by chickens or you hear seagulls, I live by the sea, we're just going to embrace that as part of like the natural element that we're bringing to today's live. So sending lots of, as you can see, we also have cats in the room by all the cat toys, and I don't know if you can see little Marcel's cat chair that he likes to chill in front of the fire, which definitely won't be on. So how is everyone today? How is Saturday? How are we getting on? Oh wow, there are so many people here already. I guess should we start with some hellos? Let's do all of the formalities before we jump into the content of today's video. So we have Tom is in the building. Tom is, I say in the building, in the chat, should we say, who's very kindly moderating today. So Tom, welcome. Sending you lots and lots of love. And thank you once again for moderating, which I think, you know, it takes a whole lot of effort and concentration and sometimes goes underappreciated, and certainly not by me. So thank you so much, Tom, for putting all the effort in. Marlene is also here. I know it's just here for like a fleeting second. Today I'll be catching up on replay. So sending lots and lots of love to Marlene and everyone over on the replay crew. We've got Kristen, we've got Elizabeth, Beth, Jill, Meg, we've got Annika, welcome, Patty, Rita, so many of you already. Kathy, Suzanne, we've got Julia, Stephen, Celia, we've got Hells, we've got Emily, welcome, Amy, welcome, and sending you so much love. Won't labour the point. Do all the YouTube stuff to subscribe if you haven't already. We are here every single Saturday at 6 p.m. UK time, which is, let me get my timings right, 7 p.m. EU time, well, most of Europe time, and 1 p.m. over on the east coast of the US. Because it is so hot here in the UK, I think we're up to like 30 degrees, so warm. I, did put some concealer on to cover the giant zit that I've got going on my nose right now. Sweat that right off during the day. So do you know what? We're just going to channel that. We're just going to rock it, embrace it for what it is. So I've got a friend joining me. Let's just pretend it like that. So first of all, has anyone got any questions? If you have, leave them in the comments. I go through all of these comments in the order in which they come. So no need to ask the question twice. Just leave it there and I'll get round to it in the order that they come in. And how has everyone's week been? Today, what I'm drinking is, well, I made my own iced tea because it's so warm here, and it's delicious, but the colour, not sure that's the most inviting colour that's ever been created, but it tastes really good. It's like a lemon and Earl Grey tea, really nice. Just have to overlook the not great colour of that one. Marlene says she can whiff the Old Spice from miles off. Yes, if you haven't seen today's video, we're looking at some, well, I'm calling it vintage skincare, but I realise, like, the 1960s is not vintage. Like, the 1960s is the decade that so many people lived in that are still young and fabulous. So yeah, I'm gonna rebrand it, not vintage, but just call it the skincare in less, like what we call it, classic skincare. I'm not sure that's any better, but you know what I mean. And part of that was trying Old Spice, which fresh, smells absolutely gorgeous. I might be a little bit hooked. So Kristen says, hey Rob, hope everyone's having a good weekend. I am, Kristen, I hope you are too. Elizabeth says, hello, I love the smell of Old Spice bringing back memories. Elizabeth, I've got a sneaking suspicion that hubby might be wafting the Old Spice across from Australia soon. Beth says, so early. Beth, it is so wonderful to see you already, and says, I'm desperate for a product to release. Thank you so much. 15 days to go. I'm in that mixed, like, super excited. So when everyone mentions it and how soon it is, like 15 days to the pre-launch, I get like butterflies in my stomach, which is 50%. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is actually happening, and 50% pure fear, because there's quite a lot to happen between now and then. But you know what? I'm so ready for it, and I honestly cannot wait. Meg says, how do you tell if an antioxidant is quality? I got a deal on the Gold Fade and MD Radical difference, and I accidentally loved it, but I don't know if it's doing the job or not. It's bit bougie, a bit up there in the price point. I haven't actually tried that product, if I'm totally honest, Meg. Just not that easy to get here in the UK, but I do want to try it out because I've heard some people say how good it is. In terms of telling the quality of an antioxidant, it's difficult because different antioxidants do different things, obviously, and price isn't always a given that just because something costs more, obviously it doesn't mean it's a better product. But that one has got really good reviews, and it has got a blend of antioxidants in there, which is what I usually look for. More than one antioxidant is usually a good sign that a product is delivering a broad antioxidant level of protection. If someone like me goes for some of the cheapest antioxidants out there, Q10, the English Q10 serum does it all. I love it. I think it's fantastic, and it's like £5. Is it the most complex antioxidant? No, but does it deliver great results? Absolutely. So I think it's kind of halfway between marrying up what you want from that and the price point. So I will give that one a go. Let me just double check the internet while I remember. I'm just double checking that the internet's going. We're all good. Hopefully we won't have any buffering like we've had for the past couple of days. So I will check it out, Meg, and let you know my thoughts. So Patty says, Tom and Marlene, I'm so excited for the Mad About Skin brand launch. Also, big thank you for the work on the channel. So yeah, I want to echo Patty's sentiments there. Big thank you to Tom and Marlene for all the work and the support they put into this channel, which honestly wouldn't be possible for me to do any of this without both Tom and Marlene, who are literally the best friends alongside moderators and supporters. So huge love. I echo what Patty says there. And yeah, 15 days to go. A little bit, it's finally coming real. Like, stuff started arriving, so the shipping stuff has started arriving and is now clogging up the hallway. A treat. I've got all the labels and stuff coming. It's like one of those slow burns that stuff's gradually appearing, and every time it does, it feels like a little bit more real. So I cannot wait. Rita says happy Saturday. Sending lots of love, Rita. Oh, so Annika's off to the beach at the beach at the lake. So hot in Sweden. Yeah, across like Northern Europe. If you're in mainland Europe, sending you lots and lots of love. I know this had really bad rainfall and flooding, so I'm sending you so much love if you're impacted by that. In the north of Europe, it's just like swelteringly hot. So I feel you, Annika. And honestly, if I could join you at the beachside lake, honestly, I would be there in a heartbeat. I live literally next to the beach here too. So if you hear seagulls invading, that's just because I've got the window open to try and keep some element of chill about this. Patty says hello to everyone on this beautiful Saturday. Sending you lots of love, Patty. Sophie says hi everyone. So nice to be back for the live chat. Hope everyone is enjoying the sun in the UK. I'm all in favour of enjoying, but now I think it's reached the point where I'm sweating more than enjoying. But if you like the heat, you will be in your element here in the UK. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love, Sophie. Who also says, I remember pinching a bit of my mum's oil of Ulay cream. I like the fact it was lightweight and probably drowned it because it was pink. Everyone likes a pink moment. Who doesn't like a pink moment? We should all hate colourants in skincare, but who doesn't like a pink moment? I do remember it. When I picked it up, I was like, oil of Ulay. Oh, I remember that. I remember that from my mum's. She loved that product. So that everyone, I think, has a scent which reminds them of their childhood. That's definitely the one for me. Kathy says, enjoying the sun in New Jersey. Sending lots of love to everyone watching from the US. Suzanne says, I'm right here in Jersey with you. Oh, we've got a New Jersey contingent. So I'm sending you all so much love. We've got, Julie says, just a little south in Maryland. We have a lot of East Coast attention today. So if you're joining from the East Coast of the US, I'm sending you so much love. Steven says, good morning folks from Sacramento, California Roundtable Pizza. We're lucky today. It's only supposed to be 99 degrees, 38 degrees Celsius. Yeah, here in the UK, we moan when it gets a little bit warm. But then I can only imagine what it's like in California, where it's like this year round practically. So I am sending you so much love, Stephen, to you and all the guys at Roundtable Pizza. So send a pizza my way. My favourite pizza, controversially, is I love pineapple on pizza. I know that's controversial. I like tuna on pizza. I like onion. I like jalapenos. I like basically all the stuff that's a little bit like, does it belong on a pizza? It belongs on my pizza. So sending you guys so much love. We've got Hells of Oz is coming in from a ridiculously humid Cyprus. And Patty shares that she's finally found a miracle product for her dehydrated skin. Food grade vegetable glycerin, just a small drop in my moisturizer, and it's so hydrated. This actually is a really good hack. It's not a hack I ever need at the moment, Patty, because I am creating my own hydration as I go. I'm so oily in summer. But this is a really, really good hack. So food grade like ingredients can be applied to your routine, and glycerin is such a good option if you are super dry. It's one of like nature's best humectants, and just a small amount added to your skincare can add so much benefit. So I would definitely recommend that hack if you're struggling, like really struggling to retain that hydration levels in the skin. A little bit of glycerin added to your moisturizer just dials it up a notch. You'll find a lot of moisturizers have glycerin in already, but I think a little bit extra can be the difference between it being hydrating enough and it being like other level hydration. Now, I've got some products that I'm going to share with you really quickly before we get onto all the other comments. I got sent this parcel the other day, which was from Dr. Sam Bunting. So Dr. Sam, I don't know if any of you guys have seen her channel here on YouTube. A great content creator reached out and said, would you mind me sending a couple of the products? I haven't actually tried a whole host of them, but I love the email that she sent was like, contain azelaic acid, which I know you love, so hopefully you'll like them. I was like, yes, I'm all over azelaic acid. So we've got so much here. We've got the nightly serum. We've got the... Now, I'm really intrigued by the cleanser because so many of you guys have recommended this cleanser to me as a really great, like, gentle, fragrance-free option. Doesn't smell gluey like some fragrance-free cleansers can. I really like the sound of that, so that could work really well. All their serums have azelaic acid in, which you guys know is like my favourite, so I'm interested in that. And this is their new launch. What is this? The Flawless Revival Mask. What's this got in it? This has got shea butter, niacinamide squalane. It's got some fatty alcohols in here. Basically, like hydration in a mask. So whilst I'm probably not going to try this one now because do I need hydration in this heat? Absolutely not. This might be something I try when the weather calms down a little bit. I'll give this one a go. But that cleanser actually looks so good. It's got very few ingredients in here, which a lot of people like minimal ingredients in the skincare. So this could be really good. So let me know in the comment section if you want like a Dr. Sam like skincare line rundown. I'm happy to do the review of that after I've tried these products. Suzanne says, what are the benefits of fermented ingredients? Well, fermented ingredients just basically start the break. Think of it as like breaking down the products before you put them on your skin. So all these ingredients and all these natural products that we put in have to be broken down to really release the benefits. If you ferment something, it starts that process off, so it makes it easier to absorb into the skin. It also does change them, so they tend to be more hydrating. So that's something to bear in mind. If you like hydration from a product, then usually if something's fermented, it just has an extra element of hydration built in there. So I would definitely recommend fermented skincare for anyone that's looking for extra hydration, extra moisture in the skin. Toners are probably my favorite. You see the most in toners as fermented ingredients, and definitely would be the one I recommend. Emily says, happy Saturday everyone. I'm wondering if some kinds of ceramides are better than others, especially for anti-aging. Well, the good people at like the powers that be when it came to ceramides decided that instead of keeping it simple, which we used to do and just call them ceramide, there used to be ceramide 1, 2, 3, MP and things like that. They decided they'd mix it up and use their official scientific names in products, which is so annoying because it actually makes them harder for like us, the consumer, to understand. Because different ceramides are different to each other. And what I would say, if I was looking for a ceramide product, look for more than one ceramide. So same with antioxidants. If you look for multiple ceramides in a single product, you're more likely to get multiple benefits. That's not a hard and fast rule, and ideally we'd all learn about each ceramide and how they fit into our routine and all that lot, but it's just not going to happen. And so I would say look for multiple ceramides in products to maximize the benefit that you're going to get from them. Usually if you were to look around, I'm trying to think, Ceramedics, for example, one of my favorite skincare lines, has 3 different ceramides in there, so you're getting multiple different benefits from these ceramides. So yeah, look at it like that, because they don't all work the same. Like with all ingredients, different ceramides have different benefits, either for anti-aging, barrier function, hydration, all of that good stuff. Kathy says, Kathy, welcome. Elizabeth says, my goddess Rob, I've just a skin tag removed from a rather ample bosom. When it heals, will neod repigment help with scarring? This is, first of all, Elizabeth, how you put that is literally everything. I am living for that comment. This is a really, really good point. So if you have a skin tag removed, we all get them. Usually you get them in areas where there's an element of friction. Usually here around the collar can be a really common place to get them. Around where you maybe wear a bra can be another thing. Under the arm can be really where you get an element of friction either with clothing or between skin is where you can get skin tags. Having them removed shouldn't leave too much scarring. However, it depends on how it was removed, the size and all of that stuff. So I would say yes, using the neod repigment on the area once it's healed and it's no longer an open wound will really, really help. But I'd say the best thing you can do when you've got a skin tag or any, you've had any minor procedure is let it heal fully before using anything. Like good moisturizers, rich moisturizing creams will be like your best friend. Use them to start, and then you can always add in a little extra support with things like the neod repigment after it's healed properly. But the key thing is allow it to heal, because often we go in too quickly with our actives and that can do more harm than good when it comes to our skin. So, but that's a really good question. I hope it heals, my love. I've had a couple removed. I had a couple removed from my my neck area, and I found they healed okay. They weren't too bad. They healed reasonably quickly, but give it a couple of weeks to just heal before you then add any actives into the routine. Gil says, looking forward to be able to order the new skincare. Thank you so much, my love. I'm just really excited to be able to share with it. Annika is sharing on that glycerin love. I honestly, there will come a time when my skin does dry out and I need to use it, and I will definitely keep the hack in mind. For me, my body creates its own hydration. One of the benefits of being super oily skinned is I don't have dry skin. There's a whole host like this is it and this is it are the other drawbacks, but it does have some benefits. Viola, welcome. So good to see you. That's how Emily says, welcome. So Lai says, Lai, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, says, I love the face theory azelaic acid that you recommended. Any good moisturizers to use on top? To be honest, it's compatible with loads of different moisturizers, so it depends on your skin type. If you're looking for something that's quite lightweight just to top it off, because it's quite a rich, creamy serum anyway, I'd probably reach for like the Blythe Press Serum, which is my favorite gel moisturizer. The Face Theory Super Gel moisturizer also really good. Anything that's gel, oil-free, I think is really good, because actually the Asaclear A15 serum is super rich, super thick, so adding something that's not too thick and occlusive on top, I think, is the way forward. Emily says, can't wait to the pre-order day. I just can't wait to share it with you all, guys. Now, honestly, my impatience, I'm like a little kid at Christmas. I'm so impatient and desperate to share it with you guys. Honestly, the impatience is unreal. Now, I'm going to have a quick sip of my iced tea, just to keep everything hydrated so I don't lose my voice. If you haven't already, make sure you click that like button, do all of that stuff, because last week, I think we ended up so close to 200 likes, which was almost like a record. So today, I'd love to get close to that. We're at 55 likes already, which is like mind blown. So if you haven't already, you can minimize the chat, click the like button, then maximize it again. It takes you back to where you were in the chat so you don't lose your place. But I'm gonna have a sip of my tea and then we're gonna crack on. That is so refreshing. Such a good call. Jennifer says, oh, I've done that thing where I lose where I am in the chat. Great. I do this all the time. I'm back. So Jennifer says, hi Rob, I love your excitement when a product has a fabulous scent, especially the Old Spice deodorant, lol. Would a fragrance in the Mad About Skin ever be possible? Yes. So I'm hoping to be able to launch with a fragrance cleanser. Getting some of the fragrance components is taking a little bit of time, but I'm hoping to be able to launch with that at the time of launching the fragrance free cleanser. I'm all about consumer choice. I love a good scent. I love a good fragrance. It's like everything to me, and it like lifts me up and is just so good. But I know a lot of people like fragrance free, so giving people the option is crucial. But yes, there will be fragranced options of the main products in the skincare line eventually, hopefully with launch, but it's a work in progress. It's things that I'm working on at the moment. Let's have a look. I say, Meg says, Leah, you just posted on the Insta that wearing a mineral sunscreen in the summer helps to control sebum. Do any of you find it helps with that? So this is interesting, Meg. So in theory, it's not the fact it's a mineral sunscreen that matters, it's the zinc oxide, which is the mineral filter in there, which helps. So it does help to mattify the skin, it absorbs the excess oil and can work as like a sebum regulating component to your skincare. So that is definitely true. I tend to reach for mineral sunscreens or hybrid, where you get the best of both worlds during summer, because I am super oily and I kind of need that. I do definitely find it works. So yeah, I could definitely approve that. I think using a mineral or a hybrid sunscreen in summer is a great option for people with very oily skin. Elizabeth said, I wonder what tea Rob will have today. This is definitely iced tea, which is basically all I did was I just brewed some normal tea, put some lemon in there, some sugar, and put it in the fridge. So good. I would definitely recommend it. Now, let's see. Oh, the internet is so bad in this place. I'm so sorry, guys. Honestly, I don't want to stop doing these lives because I love them so much, and I love spending time with you guys. But the internet is so bad. It's kind of making it really difficult at the moment. But we're going to plow through. Let me just see if I can toggle my Wi-Fi a little bit to get any better internet. Because if I can, I definitely will do. Like I say, I definitely don't want to give up the lives, but the internet is becoming a real problem. So I'm going to keep plowing on through. It's just where we happen to live in the UK, just doesn't have very good internet or Wi-Fi signal. So I do apologise, and I just thank you all for bearing with me through this. So, Suzanne says, how can someone give thumbs down before the video starts? Oh, Suzanne, there's always a hater out there. I just see it as like a friend by now. We always, before any video even starts, someone, I'm sure it's like a bot somewhere, abroad somewhere, clicks on that dislike button. I don't even know how it's possible to be that quick, but I just see it as like, the funny thing about it is, if you leave a dislike on a video, it classes as engagement. So in terms of how YouTube see it, it's the same as a thumbs up. So if somebody I always think if someone wants to troll and put a thumbs down on a video, actually you're doing the content creator with that video a service by increasing their engagement with it. So actually it's kind of a bit defeated. So clearly they don't realise that, otherwise they won't be doing it. But I just kind of think it's funny now. Hillpree, welcome, my love. So good to see you. Says, good morning, everyone. Hi, Rob. Hi, Tom. Sitting here with my plump and dewy skincare, Beauty of Yosen. Oh, team Beauty of Yosen all the way. And thanks for the recommendation, Rob. I started to look as young as my boyfriend. And this, my love, is the goals. Hashtag goals. I love Beauty of Yosen. I used their bubble exfoliator this morning. And I did, though I've probably sweated it all off by now, I used their glow serum. So good. Kathy says, is it August yet? The weather, it feels August here in the UK, not gonna lie, but cannot wait. Amy says, I wear a mineral one in terms of sunscreen in summer, but I have dry skin, so no issue. High humidity is the Australian Gold. I love the Australian Gold sunscreen. It is a little bit drying, so I would say if you have dry skin, it might not be for you. If like me, you're super oily, it will be your best friend. Hey Tracy, welcome, and it is so good to see you. I know that Tracy, you've definitely been on a live stream before, but haven't seen you for a while. So to everybody that is their first time here on a live stream, sending lots of love. If you're a returning member, every week we do these, and we would love to see you. So from the original, the OG crew, saying hello, but also for anyone that's here for the first time, I'm sending you so much love. Tracy, it is so good to see you in live. Cannot express that enough. So Annika says, cannot wait for Medabout Skin. Thank you so much, Annika. And Tanya says, hello. So sending lots of love to Tanya, to Stephanie. Let's have a look and see. Jan, welcome. Sending you lots and lots of love. Michelle, so good to see you. Anissa, welcome. So Anissa says, hi Rob, I have the ethylated ascorbic acid for nearly a year now. Is it still stable to continue to use? So it is very stable as a product. It depends. If you opened it, that's when it starts to oxidize. So it depends whether, if you've had it closed, I just say check the expiry date and go by that. If you've had it open probably within a year, it won't be as effective as which. It's still safe to use. So with vitamin C's, if you've had them open a while, it's still safe to use. It's just a case of, will you be getting the maximum benefit from it? Possibly not. That's what we're thinking about when it comes to these products, not whether they'll damage the skin or anything. Charlotte says, oh, you've had your ears lowered. I have. I decided to go have my ears lowered on my haircut. Can't decide yet. But thanks for noticing. It got so hot. I was like, yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time for the chop. Nadia says, I brought the Neod Copper Amino Isolate Serum. Is it better to use it twice a day because it says not to use with vitamin C, which I use in the morning? How many drops should I use and how long will it last? Oh, quite a few questions there. I have a lot of experience with this product, so I'm happy to share. Ideally use it twice a day, but because it's a bit bougie, it's a bit expensive and it's up there in price point, I tend to just use it once a day, and I would use it in the evening, the opposite end to what you're using your vitamin C. You can use it in the same routine as a vitamin C as long as you buffer it. Something like a hydrating pH balancing toner is really good. I would use that between it, you can. But if you wanted to keep it simple, use it in your evening routine, and then that it's got a 24-hour mechanism of action, so it'll still work really well for you. How long will a bottle last? If you're using it once a day, I would say probably about 2.5 to 3 months. If you're using it twice a day, obviously half that time. Alicia, welcome, says, hi, not been on one of these lives for a while. Hope you're enjoying the beautiful weather. I am, my love, and it's so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. I know you've been on lives before, but it's so wonderful to see you again. So sending you so much love. Maynard, welcome. Nisi says, hi Rob, first time making it to your lives. Sending so much love to everyone tuning in for the very first time. Sia says, hi Rob, have you tried the Holika ceramide products? Yes, I tried them. I got a free sample. Where did I get the free sample from? Was it Cult Beauty? I can't remember. I got a free sample and I tried it. Obviously, with these free samples, it kind of tells you the texture of a product, whether you like it, but it doesn't really give you the chance to try things in the long term to actually use it and work out whether you're getting the benefits. So I would say I can't say whether I think they work because I haven't used them long enough, but I like the brand, I like the packaging. The price could be a little bit cheaper, I think. It's a little bit up there in price point, but I don't mind that. But yeah, definitely one that I should be looking at more in the future and have on my list of things to try a little bit more detail. Katie says, first time catching a live. I normally always watch it on replay. Katie, sending you lots and lots of love. But as a reminder, anyone watching on replay, we love you guys and sending you so much love. Ian, welcome. So good to see you. Ian's in London, covered in an SPF 50. I think you need that. In London, it's like 30 degrees. I think you need to be layering on that SPF. And I hope you're keeping cool, Ian, because honestly, so warm. Stephanie, sending you lots and lots of love. Dominica, welcome. Johnson, so good to see you. Pacific Northwest. So sending you lots of love. And I hope it's cooled down a little bit because you guys had the intense heat a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully it's all chilled and cooled down a little bit. Johnson, DM13 Danny, welcome. Tess is looking amazing as always. Thanks, Danny. I thought I had to go short sleeve because it's a little bit warm, though I have, just as like a sneaky, you shouldn't be saying this because we've all done this on Zoom calls. I have got my pajama bottoms on because they're cool and I couldn't be bothered putting jeans on. But who hasn't done? Leave me a comment. You guys own it. We've all done that where we've been on a work meeting and we are dressed to the gods on the top and below we are sat there in our casuals. So I'm definitely rocking that look today. Laura S says, any tips for what to do with ice pick acne scars? Yeah, boost the levels of collagen in the skin because that will help for them. Instead of them going like that, it'll just help them look a little bit shallower. So things like copper peptides will really help. Ceramides can help. All these things will help boost collagen, which will just give the skin a little bit more bounce back so they don't look as indented. I've had them through acne, so I know how difficult they can be to treat, but I've definitely found that's the best way to really treat them. Now, before I lose my voice, I'm going to have a little sip of my tea. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Oh my gosh, we're at 81 likes. I cannot believe that. We're only half an hour in, so thank you so much to everybody who has clicked that like button. If you haven't already, you can minimize the chat, dash over, click the like button, then you can maximize it back to where you were in the chat so you don't lose your place. And honestly, last week, I think we reached 180 likes, which was almost a record. 200 is our absolute record. So fingers crossed we can smash that today. I am literally loving that iced tea. So good. So Kirsty, welcome. Rebecca, so good to see you. International Language of Dance. Every time I see your username, it makes me smile. So thank you so much for joining, my love. I think I'm just going to try and have a little tinker with the internet. Let's have a look and see. I think that's helped. I think we've got the internet hopefully sorted there. So sorry to anyone that experienced some buffering there. So International Language of Dance said, good evening, Rob, hope you're well. Would you recommend using Transcamic acid and alpha-arbutin as spot treatments once or twice a day for dark spots? I personally, if you want the maximum benefit, I'd use them twice a day, especially because you can get quite cheap versions of it. You can get a cheap Transcamic acid and alpha-arbutin. So I only say, like, if you're using expensive products, you might want to make it last a bit longer. Who doesn't want to do that, especially if we spent a lot of money on it? But if you can get cheap versions of it, I think you get the better benefits using them together twice a day, or I certainly have in my experience. So bear that in mind. If you're looking to stretch your product, if it's a bougie product that you've chosen, using it once a day, you'll still get great results, but you need to kind of leave it to work a little bit longer. Teresa says, happy Saturday, Rob. Can't believe I'm lucky enough to catch live 2 weeks in a row. I know, Teresa, 2 weeks in a row. I am super impressed. You're it is so good to have you here, my love. Laura S says, how do I get rid of them and make them less prone to the ice pick scars? Like I say, a good copper peptide serum will be your best friend. Hilda says, hi Rob, my favourite part of the Saturday, I love you. I'm sending lots of honestly, I love sitting down with you guys on a Saturday. We've kind of got, I know we mixed up some of the timings a little bit in the past where we tried different times, we tried different days. I just think it's really nice to have it as a Saturday. In my head, it helps with the timekeeping, and it's just so good to sit down with you guys once a week and just chill, talk all things skincare, drink a tea, and just like take the day off. Okay, I'm sweating the day off as we are, but it's still just so good. So thank you so much. Benade says 30 degrees in Fahrenheit, please. Okay, so in the UK, we do like a hybrid. So in Europe, they do it in degrees Celsius. In the US, they do Fahrenheit. Here in the UK, we kind of do half and half. So 30 degrees Fahrenheit is kind of like 85, kind of in the Fahrenheit scale. We tend to, when it gets super warm in the UK, we tend to revert to Fahrenheit. When it's cooler, we tend to use Celsius. I don't know why we do that. But we do like a mixture of both. Rowena, welcome. So good to see you. Hells says, I started using adapalene last week. My skin is stinging after I use my actual skincare. Could it be as a result of the adapalene? It probably is. It's probably just caused some temporary sensitivity in the skin, which is perfectly normal. So I say, don't worry about it. If it lasts longer than another, say, 2 weeks, then you might want to adjust or, think about maybe dialing it back and then restarting. But just push through this. I did get that when I first started adapalene. I felt that my skin was just a little bit sensitive for maybe, the first 2 or 3 weeks. So just keep going through that. But if it lasts more than another 2 weeks, then, get in touch and we could talk about how maybe dialing it back to then increase it again might be the best way forward. I've got a lot of experience with adapalene, so I know how it works. Dominique, welcome, my love. And then Ed says, retro skincare, boomer skincare. I know. And it's retro for some, it's not retro for others. I'm all about, look at what I wanted to get. So today's video looked at vintage, classic, retro, old school, whatever you want to call it, skincare. And it wasn't about like old versus new. I just thought sometimes we miss sometimes we overlook the brands and the products that have been around for decades because they're not trendy, they're not new, and so I wanted to take a second look, and I got some really good experiences from those products. So definitely check out that video, which went live like 2 hours ago if you haven't already. Yanaki says, joining the Facebook group is probably the best thing I've ever done in my skincare life ever. Everyone has been so helpful, I've learned so much. Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody. Tom, I know, is leaving the links in the chat, so if you haven't joined our Facebook group, feel free to use the link in the chat, because honestly it's wonderful to have you all there. I'm sending you so much love. Gil says, thank you for being kind about the 60s. I was born then. I love all eras, and this is why I was choosing the name of that video so carefully, because I didn't want it to be I didn't want to imply that products out of the 60s or 70s were ancient, because they're really not. It was just about trying to have an appealing title, but also sensitive to that as well. So thanks for nobody to reading me to filth for that. And actually there was some great skincare came out of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Some of it can definitely be left in those decades. I'm thinking about those astringent alcohol filled face toners and stuff, but there's some really good skincare. So I was really glad. It was so much fun to film that video. Mark, welcome. Matt said he set his alarm today so he wouldn't miss it. We like an organised follower. We like an organised day, Mark. So thank you so much for joining. Sherry, welcome. Oh, so Sherry's joining from Vegas, which must be super warm. Do you do the K beauty technique? Now, is this K beauty technique? Is this thing where you use like 15 different toners in routines? Because no, I'm not all about that. I don't like toners enough to want to layer 7 after each other and all of that. Is that what we mean by the K beauty technique? If you like a toner, it can work. But the idea, there's this K-beauty trend going where you use like 7, 10, 15, whatever toners, one after the other. I just don't like toners enough to actually want to do that. I get it, but it's just not for me. But is that what you mean? Because it might be another thing that I'm missing out. So, Tamsin says, evening Rob, I loved your vintage skincare video. Thank you so much, my love. I remember that Old Spice, my ex's dad wears it. I remember the Versace blue jeans being a hit with the boys. Oh, I remember that Versace blue jeans as well. It actually wasn't too expensive for a little bit of a spritz of perfume. I do remember that very well. And Tamsin, sending you lots of love. I'm so glad you enjoyed the video. Jessica says, World of Skin Food is my vintage skincare favourite. Yes, and they've come right back. Like, that's one of those brands that has done a really good job of like rebranding and kind of almost seems new, even though it's been around for quite some time. And I love it when brands do that, because then they can be discovered by a whole new generation. I kind of think, just as a side note, this is like a different off topic, a lot of people feel like embarrassed or like it's bad to use, or that they don't want to use their mum or their grandmother's skincare because it's not trendy. If your mum used it, it's never trendy. And that's just not the case. I actually think, you know, a lot of these brands do a repackaging because they want to get away from that and to introduce themselves to a new audience. But I think it's such a shame, because actually I look at like my mum's got the best skin ever, and I look and think, yeah, I should have probably learnt from that, you know, rather than doing that rebellious teen moment where I'm like, oh, my mother used it, I'm never going near it. Totally opposite. We should have learnt from that. So I'm all about that. Before I actually choke, I'm going to have a cup of sip of my tea. So if you haven't already, we're at 92 likes, literally. Cannot believe we're already there. We're going for that record today. We're gonna beat the likes, which is the current likes. I think it was 197. So let's see if we can smash through that. If you haven't already, you minimize the chat, click the like button, then you can maximize it again. I don't measure things in likes. You know what? It's never been something that's important to me, but it does help YouTube know that the content is worth watching and pushing out, which means to push it out to more people on replay. So more of the replay squad can join our fabulous community and know what we're all about. Now, I'm going to stop waffling, have a cup, sip of my tea, then we'll get on with some more questions. But I'm loving that. I've got a whole new picture in the fridge as well, so I'm keeping it flowing. Katie says, never tried retinol before, but I think it's time to start. Not sure which one to start with. I've got oily skin. What's your thoughts on the number 7 advanced retinol complex? I think that's a really good starter point, because it's got a mixture of pure form retinols and encapsulated retinol, so it's not as strong on your skin, so you won't get some of the side effects that you could get from other retinol containing products. So I think that's a really, really good one to start with. Some other starter retinols I love. The Inculist retinol is a really good starter one. If you're kind of confused, I don't know what your budget, your price point is, Katie, but if you go for the Medicate Crystal Retinols, they have like a number system where you start on the 1, then go to the 3, then the 5, then the 6, then the 8, and work your way up. So that's a good way of taking some of the confusion out of retinols. But I definitely say try them. Try either the number 7 advanced, which is great, or the Inculist retinol. Either of those will see you so good as your starter retinol. Dominica says, hi, can we use the benzoyl peroxide and azelaic acid in the same routine? Absolutely, you absolutely can. Benzoyl peroxide works really well alongside azelaic acid because they're not the same. They don't create too much cellular turnover, so you can use them in the same routine. Suzanne says, hello, Tom O'Malley. Suzanne sending you lots and lots of love. Evelyn says, have you heard of the Dr. G Green Mild Up Sun Plus sunscreen? I haven't, though what I always do is I watch these lives back and I make a note of everything that I promised to people. So I promised to go back and check them out because I haven't even heard of them. So thank you very much for calling them out. Definitely want to try them because I love your guys' recommendations. So if anyone has any recommendations that you want to leave me in the comments section below. So Raquel says, hi Rob, happy Saturday everyone. My iPad is nearly finished. Really need your serum to seamlessly get into my routine. Thank you so much, Raquel. And I know I'm almost done with my iPad as well, though I do think I've got another one somewhere. My problem is I buy like multiples to save on shipping, so I'll buy a couple of products I know I'm going to use, and then I keep them in a safe place. Can I ever find them when it comes to getting... No. Or I forget I've got them and order more. So this is like... I've always got stuff in stock, but I always forget I've got it there. NS says, hi Rob, if you don't have to try 3,000 different skincare products, which one or 5 would you stick with until the last day here? Ooh. Definitely sunscreen would stick with the Make Prem sunscreen, which I love, or the Skin Is. Either of those will be like my absolute ride or die. I would definitely stick with the Azure Line Solution by The Ordinary. I'd definitely keep with the Jelly Joker Cleanser by Geek and Gorgeous, and I'd probably stick to the Sub-Q Skin by the Hylamide. Those would be like the ones that I would definitely stick to forever. Kat says, do you have doing all the product packaging, sending, etc.? No, this is all going to be an in-house operation relying on friends, relatives and supporters, which is, it's a lot. And there's lots of things you can do to streamline it. So, you know, things like machines that print off labels seamlessly and all of that good stuff. But it's going to be a little bit, I want to move to that point where that can all be done by companies and stuff that specialize in it. But for the first like launch and the first step, I couldn't do that because I didn't know how big it was going to be. It was just really difficult to do. So I've kind of overstretched myself, and I'm going to rely a lot on the kindness of friends and family, which is fine for the first one, but I don't think I can do that for the long haul. So yeah, we will be looking at shipping and packaging options, like for brands that companies that can support with that. But that's very much for like the next launch for the future. Let's have a look. And Valentina, welcome, my love. So glad to see you. Alicia says, good afternoon from the US. What do you think about the antimicrobial pillowcases? I'm looking for a way to get less of my skincare lost into my pillowcase every night. I do think, I mean, if you think we sleep, if you're lucky, 8 hours a night on that pillowcase, I think there's something to be said for getting a pillowcase that has some additional benefits for the skincare and things like that. Silk pillowcases, I am kind of becoming a convert to. I use satin ones actually and really love them. The antimicrobial ones can be great. It's not going to change the world. It's not going to like change your skin overnight. There's a pun in there somewhere. But it's kind of, I think, yeah, you spend so much time laying on them. It's definitely worth doing, I think. Tom says, hey everyone, I'm Rob, your amazing friend. Thank you. And we love supporting you. Thank you so much, Tom. That does remind me that that's in relation to something I said very early on in this video. So I'm way behind with the comments. But Tom, honestly, thank you so much. Sean, welcome. So Sean says, what about the Mad About Skin 25 code from Face Theory? Yeah, I got in touch with Face Theory because that code used to be able to be used time and time again. There was no limit on it, and suddenly if you've used it before, you can't use it again. So I spoke to Face Theory and was like, come on people, come on. I think, you know, it's not an affiliate code. I get no commission from that, so it's not like they're paying out on the commission. I was like, I think we can keep giving people the discount, and I spoke to their team, so hopefully that's going to be worked out so everyone can keep enjoying that little bit of discount off their Face Theory products. And it says, sending love from New York, sending lots and lots of love. Michelle from all the way from Florida. Haley, we've got Rebecca, May, we've got Alicia. It says, yes, pineapple on pizza, gang. Yeah, I'm a big fan of pineapple on pizza. I'm not going to apologise for that. I know it's controversial, but I like what I like. Mark says, I love pineapple on pizza too, and my friends call me all the time. Now I can tell them I'm in good company. My friend, you are all the best people like pineapple on pizza. I know that, like, it's one of those, I think Italians get very offended because it's not a traditional topping on pizza, but I love it. Jessica says, Team Hawaiian pizza. I think there's a lot more pizza. I think there's a lot more pineapple on pizza lovers than we give ourselves credit for. 21, welcome, so good to see you. Kate says, which CosRx product would you say was better for blackheads? The Blackhead Power Liquid or the clarifying toner? I would say the Power Liquid is probably the one that I got best results from. It all depends on your individual skin type and how that product reacts with your skin, but I'd say that's probably my favourite all around. Now, I'm going to have a quick sip of my tea, keep the voice going. So if you haven't already, now's your chance to smash that like button to support the channel. Honestly, I would love you forever. And we just crossed 100 likes, so we are on our way to the record of 197. We're just 97 off. We can do that. We've got another 45 minutes. We've more than enough time to smash through that, but it'll only work if you guys hit the like button. Now, Tamsin said, interesting in the Dr. Sam Bunting line. I'm super intrigued to try some of these products. Let's have a go, right? While I'm here, let's try this mask. What is this? This is the Revival mask. Now, I'm not going to be using this until it cools down because I don't think I need shea butter in my life when it's this warm. But let's give it a little bit of a try and see what we think on the hand. So it goes on, it's a nice cream. So you're supposed to put this on, leave it on 15 minutes, and then wash it off. Or if you want deep nourishment, you can leave it on a little bit longer. It smells really good. It smells really, though I think that might be that Olay product I've got underneath it. Yeah, that smells really nice. It's on fragrance, but it smells really nice. That's very thick, which is nice in a mask. Yeah, this, for me, because I've got super oily skin, this would definitely be a mask that I leave on for literally the 15 minutes and wash right off. But that's fine. I think it's the sort of texture where if you've got dry skin, you could probably sleep in this and leave it on overnight and you'd be fine, because that's pretty much sunk in. It's not the thing that's going to transfer onto your pillow too much. So I really like that. So yeah, I'll do a review of the Sam Bunting line after like 3 weeks and be trying them. But Lenthea, welcome, my love. So good to see you. MSK, so great to see you again, my love. Says, congratulate myself because the department store nearly finally imported Garnier sunscreens. MSK, love them. Honestly, since Garnier went cruelty free, I've been binging so many of their products. Their sunscreens though are like game-changingly good. I love them. So fill up your, if you can go to the department store and try them, try the different textures, because they've got so many different textures. It's worth working out which one you want for you and your skin. But so good. Julie says the Dr. Sam cleanser is fabulous, and that's all capitalized, so you know it's good. Tracy says, I love fermented skincare. Where is my favorite? Waramissa, I think I've said that is my favorite. I need to do more fermented skincare. I need to do a little bit of a review of that. And see it. So actually Mened says it's more of a ceramide cholesterol fatty acid ratio. That's it. So there's a lot of things when you're looking at ceramides, look at things like fatty acids, the cholesterols, the fatty alcohols, things like that, which all add hydration, because they all work together to kind of boost the barrier function and the hydration in the skin. Not just the ceramides, but definitely would say multiple ceramides are the best thing to look for in a moisturizer, rather than just relying on one. Why have one when you can have multiples? Hildy says, hi everyone, hope you're having a great weekend. I recently saw the brand Scientia, I think I've said that right, all over Cult Beauty, and it's looked intriguing. Has anyone tried the brand? I do love a bit of Cult Beauty, because they do bring out quite new and innovative like products, which I love. So I've seen that advertised, but I've never tried it, so I do need to give it a look. So I'll definitely give it a look. And Hildy says, yes, 96 people watching, just 51 likes. Oh wow, that was ages ago. I'm so behind with the comments, because we're now up to 101 likes. So thank you so much for everyone that's clicked that like button, done as Hildy says, and click that like button. So thank you so much. Mark says, for the Face Theory Super Gel Moisturizer, due to the multiple ingredients including acids in the formulation, do I need to avoid using it after peptides or exfoliants? Really good question, Mark, but no, you don't, because it all goes down to the pH of the product, and the pH of that is actually neutral-ish to the skin, so you'll be absolutely fine to just use it as a moisturizer amongst your other products. That is a really good question, because actually the ingredients do imply that you couldn't use it alongside something like a peptide, but absolutely you can, because the pH is right to deliver that. Freckles Fox, can we talk about that username? That's stunning. I love that. That is so good. It says, I'm a newbie, subscribed this morning, love your channel. Thank you so much. And obviously the channel is growing every single day, which is absolutely, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I can't believe we're so close to 50,000 subscribers. It's like mind-blowing. So Freckles, thank you so much for joining. And to everybody that's new to these live streams, we do these every single Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. mainland Europe time, and 1 p.m. East Coast time. And honestly, it means so much for every one of you that joins. They get bigger every single week, and I love them, so thank you so much. Joanna says, hello from Sweden, sending lots and lots of love. Nats says, I love the haircut. Thank you. I thought I'd go short. It's so warm. I thought I'd go short. Why not? Belinda says, hello from Australia. Insomnia has finally aligned with our live chat. Belinda, well, I'm sorry that you can't sleep, but I'm also not sorry because you get to join us today. So it's wonderful to have you here, and sending lots and lots of love all the way to Oz. Scarlett says, on a lunch break, happy to catch some of it. Scarlett, sending lots of love, and enjoy your lunch break, and thank you for wanting to spend it with us. That means a lot to me. JM says, just recently got my fiance into skincare, and we love watching you. JM, thank you so much, and sending you and your fiance lots of love. It's great to share the vibes, and I love that, you know, so many people watch the videos together, and that it's like a communal thing, which I absolutely love. Tracy says, what moisturizer are you finding yourself using most during this hot weather? Only in the 90s today in Arizona, but I was in Idaho, California last week, and it was 122. First of all, I wouldn't cope. No. I'd never leave the air condition. I wouldn't leave the air conditioned room if that was me. I find, right, so my go-to is when it's super hot here in the UK, I don't use moisturizer. I just rely on my sunscreen being moisturizing enough. And I do find, because I'm so oily and it's so humid here, that even like the mineral sunscreens are enough to hydrate the skin. If I do want to add something extra, I've got the three that I've got on rotation are the the Blythe Press Serum, which is great. I also use the Face Theory Oil-Free Super Gel Moisturizer, and I use the lightweight moisturizer, the Superdrug O, which is a brand here in the UK. They do their own brand gel moisturizer, which I absolutely love. I'd say, honestly, if it's super warm wherever you are in the world, obviously you have to wear your sunscreen. So work out, try one day, just putting the sunscreen on. Forget the moisturizer, just put the sunscreen on and work out whether it's hydrating enough. Because often sunscreens have got so many hydrators and moisturizers in there, it's kind of like a moisturizer in itself. So that's what I'd encourage everyone to do. It might not work if you've got very dry skin, it might not be enough for you, but for everyone else, it should be quite good. That Dr. Sam mask, my skin feels so good. So Freckles says, what do you think about the Tripolar New Face LED mask and beauty fuels? So I've got an LED mask that I am hooked on. Love. The only reason I don't recommend it on the channel is because it's so expensive. I don't want people to feel like they have to buy it, you know what I mean? I always want to be a bit mindful of people's price point, but it's worked so much. It's the Omolux. I tried the Omolux one, and I've got two now because I got sent another one. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll drop it in the comments section below. I know we've got a lot of people in here that are loving. So I know Annika, I know Tom loves his LED mask. There's so many fans of the LED mask here, which I'll all come saying how great they are. New Face, I like them, the microcurrent, it works, but I just find that using my hands, I like to do a facial massage, but I just like to use my hands and a really slippy cleanser. That to me kind of does everything I need it to do. I think spending like 100, 200, 300 pounds on massage devices, it's just never really appealed to me. I just think, we got given hands, these work really well for massage. So that's my personal preference, but I know so many people that love them, and there is scientific data out there to show that microcurrent devices do work. So they work. Just for me, I rather spend my money on the skincare products and then just use my hands as massage tools. But a great question. Hildy says, Jen, how do you, mine's not convinced. This is true. So there is an ongoing debate. How do we get our partners into skincare? Trust me, honestly, I know the struggle, and if friends, family, partners, if they're not, I would say the key to getting someone involved or interested in skincare that isn't interested in skincare is keeping it simple. We often, I think, want to introduce them to a 28-step skincare routine. Just getting a really nice cleanser can be a really good, start into it. But make sure you choose a product which delivers quick results, because I always think if you get quick results, you're more likely to be like, oh, I'm sold, let's try other products. So maybe like an exfoliator, like a lactic acid to bring back that vibrancy quick, a really nice moisturizer to help just smooth the skin and makes it like a ceramide based moisturizer, something that's going to deliver quick results that can be bought into like that, and then they'll want to try other things. I think that's the key to getting non-skincare obsessed people as obsessed as we are. So Tracy says, I'll be ordering the fragrance versions of the Mad About Skin line. I think the fragranced versions are going to be popular. This is what I kind of want to test with it. So all the products will eventually have a fragrance and fragrance-free options, and I'd be interested to see who opts for what, because I think at the moment fragrance-free is super popular. If you listen to the content creators, everyone's promoting fragrance-free skincare, and I feel like I'm living on my own little island, loving fragrance as much as I do. And so it'd be interesting to see who opts for which, and I'll share that data with you so we can kind of know what's the truth, who prefers fragrance and who prefers unfragrant skincare. Daniel, welcome and sending lots of love to Romania. Ronaldo says, greetings from Phoenix, Arizona, go Suns. Absolutely, Ronaldo, and I think we could almost beat the weather in Arizona here in the UK. Maybe not quite as hot, but it's certainly up there. So Tom says he can't wait to smell the fragrance of the jelly cleanser. Honestly, Tom, you will be blown away. It is just so it's deep, it's rich, it's got so many rich scents to it. It's impossible to describe, but I'm pretty proud of the scent, and I know I'm going to love it. And Miss K says hybrid, but I'm dry acne prone. Yeah, so I would say in summer, even if you have dry acne prone skin, go for a hybrid sunscreen rather than the purely mineral one. Can be a great way of just adding some element of mattifying without it stripping and drying the skin. So I think this, I think this was so good. So Pam says fragrance on cleansers, okay for you? Yeah, absolutely. I have no issue with fragrance in my skincare. If you're sensitive to fragrance, eliminate it. I totally agree. It's not for everyone, but if you like fragrance and you don't want too much of it, go for it in a cleanser, because you're washing it off, so it's not in contact with the skin for more than 60 seconds, and so it's not going to be doing any sensitizing in that time. Now I'm going to have a sip of my sip of my iced tea just to keep, you know, the vocal cords going so I can keep answering all your questions. We're up to 108 likes, which is so good. If you haven't hit that like button already, honestly, I would love you forever if you click it. Help us get to our target. Let's see if we can we will beat the record. The record was set like 4 weeks ago, so I think we're due to refresh that and, you know, hit that 197 likes. So you can minimize the chat, click the like, and then maximize it, and it takes you back to wherever you were in the chat. I'm gonna have a sip of this and we'll crack on. Stephen says pineapple is amazing on pizza. I never appreciated it until I worked in pizza. I'm team pineapple all the way. I honestly can't get enough of it. DN13 says, I'm doubtful if I will get scented or unscented. Maybe both. Danny, I promise you it's not just a way of getting people to double their order. But I would love to know what people prefer, because I'm genuinely intrigued as to what percentage of people like fragrance versus unfragranced and all of that stuff. So MSK says, I love how Rob says Yosen like cozy. I know, I do pronounce it wrong. And I know it's supposed to be Beauty of Joseph, I think, or I just can't get my head around it. I try, it just, something doesn't compute up here. So I hope you'll all forgive me, especially if anyone's watching from Korea. I do apologize. I know my pronunciation is bad, but I love the brand and I can't sing their praises enough. Madhu, welcome. It says, first time on your live. Much love to you and happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, and a big shout out and love to anyone watching for the first time. I love you so much. MSK says, thoughts about using a foot cream as a hand cream? Absolutely. I love foot creams because they're often more emollient, they're richer, they've got more hydrators in there, because it can be one of the driest areas on our skin. So if you think of everything your feet go through day in, day out, our hands do the same. So using the two together, great. Similarly, you can use a hand cream on your feet. It's just a little bit, they just tend to be richer, they tend to add more hydration. But yeah, that's a really good question and definitely would recommend it. Sweet Tea says, I'm late, but I'm here. Sweet Tea, so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining and sending lots of love to Florida. Scarlett says, have you tried the Haru Haru toner? It looks good and it's cruelty-free. Love Haru Haru. I love the fact that they do scented and unscented products. I love the fact they're cruelty-free. I like their lavender-infused facial oil. So good. The toner, really good. There's so many Haru Haru fans in this on this channel, so honestly, I fully recommend it. Krista, welcome. Says, I never seem to be able to hop onto these. Happy to join. Krista, I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you so much. And honestly, if anyone hasn't checked out Krista's channel before, I'm one of your biggest fans, so definitely would recommend it. Your shorts content recently has been so funny and kept me so entertained, so definitely recommend anyone that hasn't checked out Krista's channel yet, definitely do it. Priscilla says, hello from Southern California. Priscilla sending lots and lots of love. Alicia says, on the topic of mineral sunscreens, I have really dry skin and have been using the Elta MD for many years. I still have to use a pinch of moisturizer under, but it's nice lower percentages zinc oxide. Yeah, the Elta MD sunscreens, tried, tested, independently verified. I know so many people fangirl over them, so definitely worth it. And I think they're one of the most hydrating mineral sunscreens I've ever found. So if you have dry skin but you want a mineral sunscreen, the Elta MD is where it's at. Johnson Williams says, do you think exercise affects the skin? I do, and I'm not sure how, but it definitely does. So a lot of people say when they sweat, when they exercise, it can have an impact on our skin. It can cause things like flares up in rosacea, and it can cause acne and things like that, especially if we're sweating and we're not cleansing afterwards. But it also, exercise does make us happy, it keeps us healthy and it's fit, which has an impact, a positive impact on our skin. So I kind of think the jury's out there whether exercise has a positive or negative impact on the skin overall. Obviously, you should definitely exercise, so let's put that out there. I think the key thing to do if you're exercising, if you go into the gym, pack a micellar water with you, because definitely what you should do is wipe the skin, the chest, the back, the face with a micellar water the second you finish exercising. Even if you don't have time to shower, it just keeps all of that bacteria and stuff in check. And also get the hand sanitizer going, because we often touch machines and then touch our face and there's a whole lot of bacteria going. So minimize the amount you touch your face when you exercise, but also have the hand sanitizer on the go just to minimize all that bacteria going on. So yeah, I do think exercise can have a negative impact on our skin, but it also has so many positives, so it kind of weighs each other out. Stephanie says, to cool your body temperature now, wrap some ice in a towel and place it on the back of your neck. Oh, that feels so good right now, Stephanie. I wish you were here to just put that on the back of my neck. I need an assistant to go and get some ice because I'm burning up here. That's such a great hack, so thank you so much for sharing. I'll try that out. Samantha says, hello, hope you're doing well. Since before I was 10 years, I've only used Nivea. I'm 43 and my skin is great. Thoughts? I think if you find a product or a range that works for you, keep doing it. If it works, the proof of the pudding is the results that you get out of it. So if you find a product line that works really well for you, or products that work well, keep using them. I'm the biggest advocate, even if maybe I don't I'm not the biggest fan of Nivea, but that's fine. If they work for you, I would always say keep using them, because really, we want skincare that works in the long term. Now I'm going to have a sip of this might be like my final sip of this, which has been absolutely amazing. If you want to make this iced tea, the best thing is put like a brown molasses sugar cube in some freshly brewed tea, half a lemon slice. So good. This is so refreshing. Keep it in the fridge, all good. That tastes so. Obviously you can do it without sugar, but I like the sugar. It just makes it a little bit extra special. So if you haven't already, guys, as well, we are 115 likes. We are powering towards that record, that milestone. Got half an hour left. Will we do it? I don't know. I think we're a little bit... I think we might just do it. So if you haven't clicked that like, add your like to the pile and help the channel out. You can always minimize the chat to click the like button, then maximize it again if you want to. So let's have a Maria says, hi, hon. Do you suggest Mandela Bright instead of lactic acid because it's a hot summer in Greece? Waiting for the 1st of August. First of all, thank you so much to everyone that showed the love and support with the Mad About skincare launch. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, this has been a dream come true for me, and the support that you guys have given me is just like taking it up a notch to being like the ultimate dream, and honestly, I can't express my gratitude enough. I think lactic acid is fine, but it is a humectant, so it can be maybe a bit on the hydrating side. So the Mandela Bright is a really great option in summer, but I actually think as long as you're wearing an SPF which is suitable for the environment that you live in, the UV index and your skin, I think you're absolutely fine to use whatever exfoliating acid you want to. I think sometimes choosing something other than lactic acid in summer can help because it can be a little bit hydrating for those summer months, but it's up to you. Charlotte says, I've been absolutely loving my prescribed face cream for Skin and Me. I love Skin and Me. Yeah, I haven't tried many of these subscription tailored skincare, but it was Adam Robert Lamb that told me to try the Skin and Me, and I really like the product that I got from them. So you're on 10% azelaic acid, 4% niacinamide, and when then you'll move to tretinoin. I love tailored skincare. It's not accessible for everybody, but if you can get your hands on it, it can be so good. So thank you so much for sharing, Charlotte, and I hope that you continue to love the products and go on that journey. Sweet Tea says, I'm still in my jammies, not going anywhere for a while, so why not? I'm team pajamas. I'd show you my pajama bottoms, but they're a little bit they're a bit boy in the striped pajamas, everyone says, because they are like that sort of like blue and white checked. Jana, welcome. Said pajama bottoms on here the whole day. So yeah, anybody that's dressed to the nines on the top, but wearing their pajamas like me right now, sound off in the comment section below. I need to hear from you. MS Casey, just realised one of my professors has the same mannerisms, the way of talking as Rob. She studied in London. I think I do. I talk with my hands. I don't know whether this is an English thing or not, but I do definitely talk with my hands. Venu says, happy Saturday. Welcome, my love. Madonna, welcome, my love. So good to see you and happy Saturday. Mark M says, pajama bottoms all the way on Zoom calls. You look fabulous, my friend. Thank you. From the top, fabulous. Bottom down, never mind. Tom says PJs are the new workwear. I agree. I did read somewhere that sales of suits have plummeted. Nobody's wearing suits. We're all in our casuals, and why not? I think life's too short to be tied up with suits and ties garrotting you. I'm much a fan of the casual wear. Jem says, I have indented acne scars and found that Retin A has really helped. This is a really good tip. Yeah, and I like what you say about it's not got rid of them completely, but it has helped. And I think sometimes when we've got ice pick scarring or acne scarring, we need to be mindful that it's not about getting rid of it 100%, because I think that sets unrealistic expectations. It's about reaching your potential in your skin. And I think, from my experience, a 50% reduction in how pitted they are is a really good outcome. And things like collagen boosting peptides, Retin A, can really help with that, to just make them appear more shallow and give us back our skin confidence, which is what it's all about. MSK says, listening to Rob talk while chilling down and getting ready for bed is simply the best. Thank you so much, my love. And for anyone that is getting towards that nighttime ritual, I hope you're enjoying your skincare routine and you're all chill and relaxed. Anyone that's watching early in the day and it's morning, I hope you're invigorated and ready to fight the day. 21 says, what's your opinion on microneedling at home? There aren't many derms out where I live, and the ones I don't trust. So microneedling at home, and most people say do not do it. it's so dangerous, don't do it. I think I've done it at home, and I think ideally you should go to a derm and have it done in a professional setting. But like you say, it's not possible for everybody. I use the Banish micro thing. The key thing is to get needles, if you're going to do microneedling at home, that actually are straight, because if they're slightly bent or on a roller, the rollers are really bad, because how they enter the skin is they enter like that and then they exit like that because it rolls, so that can actually create tears in the skin. So get a stamp rather than a roller if you are going to do it. And whilst you're not going to get the same results as an in-derm, if you're gentle, you follow the instructions to the letter and you're gentle with it, I think you can do it at home. I would just always say, if you are able to get to a derm and have it done in a professional setting, all the better. But like you say, that's not an option for everyone. So when people say never do it at home, I think sometimes we lose sight of the fact that not everybody has access or the means to get to a dermatologist. So it's worth calling that out. Sweet Tea says, I don't use degrees here. I say things how the weather is. Yeah, hell adjacent right now. I think this is a good way, because whether you're Fahrenheit, Celsius, it really doesn't matter. If we just say sweat-tastic is my favourite term for describing the weather at the moment. Very warm. So Tom's just left a link as well. He's been leaving them all the way through the chat to the Facebook group. If you haven't already, go join us over there where we keep the conversation going. We talk all things great in skincare and share routines. You guys are so inspiring over there. I love you all so much. Now, hopefully you keep your comments coming. I'm trying my best to keep up with the comments, not with any success, but I am trying my best. So if you haven't already, feel free to leave a comment, any questions that you want answered, and I go through them in the order they come. We've got 20 minutes left, so plenty of time to get your comments in. But the condition of me to continue answering comments is that you leave likes. So I think that's a good trade-off. So I'm going to have the last of my iced tea. While I do that, minimize the chat, click the like button to support the channel, and then we'll back on with some other questions, and we'll get to all the good stuff. That was such a treat, that iced tea. So, Tracy says, I was born in the 1960s. It was a good time. I'd love to go back and see the 60s. Like, that would be like a dream. I think everything just looks so chill. And I'm sure that, it wasn't all like it looks on camera and on screen. But honestly, I think I'd love the 60s. Let's have a look. Where have I got? Right, here we are. I've gone back. I've done that thing where I lose where I am in the comments. Tom says, I would love a vintage skincare video from the 80s and 90s. I know. Do you know what, though? If I watch some of the content creators here on YouTube, just as a side note, these like generations, the 18-year-olds talking about, old brands, I'm like, I use that. Then when people are like, oh, Clearasil, back in the day, I'm like, oh my god, that was my go-to brand in my teens. So I know, vintage is all a relative term to how old, like how old we are and how old we feel. So yeah, vintage for me was like 80s and 90s was my eras. I lived in the 90s. I was like full on 90s boy as well. I had like the trousers with the poppers all the way up the side, remember, where you could rip them open? Not a great look. Lived for that. The chunky chains. Oh yes, I looked so gangster. It was untrue, awful. Steps. Anyone from the UK that loves Steps, which was my favourite 90s band, lived for them. So yeah, I could happily do a 90s skincare video, Tom. I probably still use quite a lot of the products actually. Melenthia says you should do a video revisiting skincare from your teens. The Seabreeze toner, Noxzema, Stridex. Those Stridex pads. Oh, I thought they were so good because we couldn't get them here in the UK. So Stridex was a US brand. We couldn't get them here in the UK. And a friend of mine came over on like an exchange from the States, and I'd read about them in like a magazine like Teen Vogue or something. And I told her, I was like, please bring them over. So she brought these Stridex pads over, and I was like, yes, these are saving my skin. I wish you never had, because honestly, it was like, you might as well have just taken a Brillo pad to your face. They were that abrasive, but everyone loves that. Jan says, a question for you, or anyone here who uses an LED mask. Do you put anything on your skin before using it, or just freshly washed skin? So I use the Isntree Green Tea Toner after I cleanse my skin, put the Isntree Green Tea Toner on, quite a thick layer, and then sit with it on. That's just what I do, but I'd love to know what other people do. Tom says, freshly washed skin. Sometimes I'll use the Green Tea Toner. Me and Tom are like skincare besties. We tend to share hacks and tips. So often people, I did get accused the other day saying that me and Tom were actually the same person, like like I had like 2 profiles. Not true. You can tell from the fact Tom's moderating that we are 2 independent people, but because we have basically the same skin type and we share so many like hints and tips between each other, we'll often have like the same routines and we try products at the same time. So Tom was the one that told me about the green tea toner and using it, and it is supposed to be a hack, and I find it works really well to kind of give some hydration with it as well. Daniel says, is it safe to use moisturizers with BHA over Cherium? Yes, you're absolutely fine. You can use moisturizers with a BHA. It's what works for your skin. If you've got a specific skin complaint, erythema, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, whatever your issue is, just make sure that you listen to what your skin's saying. If it doesn't agree with you, try something different. If it does agree with you, that's absolutely fine. You know, keep going with it. I think we could all listen to our skin a little bit more. Marlene says, I'm waiting for Rob to finish his tea and get up to the picture in the fridge so we can see the PJs. I'd love to do that, Marlene, but I'm not. Nobody is getting a picture. Next week, I'll wear my most glamorous PJs so I can flash them for you all, promise. Hell says, thoughts on clear lift treatments. I've never heard of them. I'm intrigued. So what I'll do is, I always watch these live streams back, make a note of all the things I promised, and I'll try those out. Valentina says, hi Rob, have you tried Typology SPF 30 Hybrid? I have. I liked it, but it had quite a few essential oils in, which I think maybe doesn't agree with my skin that much. I'm normally fine with essential oils, to be honest, but I wasn't a huge fan of how it felt on the skin. Always felt a little bit prickly, and I wondered whether some of those essential oils were what was causing it. But actually, they released their testing, which I love, so you know you're buying a tried-tested SPF. So big props to Typology as brand for doing that. Would I reach for it again? I thought it was quite expensive for the amount you got, but I did like it. So jury's out there. Tanner says, I love your channel. Support from Missouri. Thank you so much, Tanner. You support me so much to me. VibePie20 says, your thoughts on Indian sunscreens? We can't get them here in the UK. So India has a very different regulatory framework for sunscreens than we have here in the UK, over in Europe and North America, which is why you just can't get Indian sunscreens here, because they wouldn't, the testing doesn't align up. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are on them, and you know, any favorite brands, because we do have a lot of subscribers from India, so I'd love to be able to share them, but you just can't get them here in the UK. 21 says, have you tried Good Molecules, and what's your favorite affordable vitamin C for dark spots? So Good Molecules reached out to me and said, could we send you some products to try? And I said, yeah, I'd love to. And they sent me a whole suite of products that I've just got and I'm trying at the moment. So there will be a full Good Molecules review. I think I'm 2 days in, so it's too early to say. First of all, I love the packaging. I love the ethos behind the brand. I love the fact they're cruelty free. So I love all of that. It's too early to say whether I love the products, but my favourite affordable vitamin C would be the Geek and Gorgeous Sea Glow. It's affordable. It's not the cheapest out there, but literally for the power of the product, it's worth every single penny. Jazz, welcome. And Jazz is a third Italian and loves pineapple on pizza, so there you have it, guys. Italians do like pineapple on pizza. I'm calling it. MSK says, I don't know why people think pineapple on pizza is so controversial. I love a little sweet and tang with the cheese and the ham. By the way, Thai pineapple fried rice. The pineapple side fried rice sounds amazing. Yeah, maybe it's not as controversial as people like to make out, because everyone seems to like it, so we're all good. Freedom Life says, you are so pretty. I heard you from Sarah and No BS Beauty. Oh, thank you so much. That's really kind of you to say. I'm here for the compliments. I love Sarah and No BS Beauty. She honestly is one of my favourite YouTubers. I watch every single one of her videos. So good. So yeah, definitely team No BS Beauty. Definitely would recommend it if you haven't checked out the channel. Where have you been? So good, guys. Definitely check her out. Sarah says, hello from Italy. Sarah, send you lots of love to Italy. So Mark says, first time retinol user, I got the Inky List One, such a good product. With retinol, should I avoid sub-Q and Azure line? I use a basic moisturizer like V-Green instead of Face Theory Super Gel. Oh, so all of this, and also retinol with shaving. So a couple of things here. So first of all, I love the Inculus Retinol, one of my favourites. Great beginner retinol. But even then, when I say beginner, like you can use it for a good few months. You might want to step it up after, say, like 6 months to something stronger, but it's such a good starter product. You can use it with Sub-Q and Azure line, no problem. Work beautifully together. And actually, I'd recommend you with the Sub-Q because it hydrates the skin. Should you go for a basic moisturiser like V-Green instead of the Face Theory Super Gel? So I think sometimes keeping it simple when you first introduce retinol isn't a bad idea, but you're doing the right thing by starting on a low strength to start with and an encapsulated version like the Face Theory, like the Inculus. So I actually think you're okay to keep with the Super Gel Moisturizer if you're enjoying it. When it comes to retinol and shaving, be careful. I always say be careful, but it's fine. If you shave every single day, your skin will be used to it and it's fine. If like me, you shave like 3 or 3 times a week, 2-3 times a week, then I tend to miss the retinol the night before I shave. That's just personal preference, but most people are absolutely fine. So it just will come down to personal preference and your individual skin. Now we have 15 minutes left of this live stream, plenty of questions to get through, so I'm going to keep going. Do not worry. If I haven't got around to your question yet, I will do. Keep dropping them in the comment section. If you have to dip out or I've missed your question for whatever reason, just leave it in the comment section. I always reply to the comments in the comment section, so definitely do that. We've got 15 minutes left. We have 126 likes, which is fantastic. We can get it over 150 easily. So if you haven't clicked the like button yet, please do me the biggest favor and minimize the chat, click the like button, maximize it, and then we'll keep going on with some questions. Veronique says, hello from Rwanda, sending lots and lots of love to Africa. For everyone that's viewing from Africa, sending you so much love. Sarah says, random question, do your cats actually play with the cat toys you buy them? Mine watch them gathering dust. Depends. So Leo loves to play. So all of these toys here, Leo plays with every single day when I turn them on. He loves them. He prefers a mechanical toy. He also likes human interaction. So if I'm dangling something, he's obsessed with it. Marcel, he sits and watches. He's a play voyeur. He'll sit there and kind of watch other, like Leo play. He doesn't really play himself. He likes to watch them gathering dust. So it depends. But that little cat chair there, which you can see, that's Marcel's cat chair. He sits there when the fire's on in the winter. He sits there roasting in front of the fire and loving every minute of it. Debbie Rose, welcome. Says, what do you do on your 50k celebration? Scream, pinch myself, total disbelief. Now I've got something really good lined up for the 50k like milestone. If I'm lucky enough to reach it, we've got a giveaway, but it's going to be a really good one, so watch out for that. I'm not saying anymore, I'm keeping the secret, but watch out for that. Sweet Tea says, my cats play with crumpled paper, stuffed skunk, none of their other toys. This is the same. If I get skincare like this, the Dr. Sam thing that came in, this stuff, my cats will be all over that. It'll be all over the house. They'll love it. Buy them an expensive toy? Not interested. So Tom's saying, we're hoping we can celebrate the 50k and the release of the Mad About Skin line at the same time. Yeah, I don't know that the two will exactly align, but I would love that. That would obviously like two dreams come true. So if you haven't subscribed and you're watching, join our family. We would love to have you here. So if you haven't subscribed, honestly, it would mean so much to me if you did. So thank you so much to everyone that does subscribe. We get like 150 new subscribers every day, which is like mind blown. And for everyone that's joined our family recently, we love you so much. Anna, welcome. I am wonderful, thank you, and thank you so much for joining. Always good to see you, my love, always good. Kirsty says, what moisturizer to use with my Tretinoin? Currently using for a lower strength Tretinoin, and you're going to be moving up to the so it's getting drier, but no irritation using the dreaded CeraVe. I think ceramides are your friend. I would actually use, I think Ceramedex is slightly more hydrating than CeraVe, just based on personal experience. People might disagree, but that's based on personal experience. I find it slightly more hydrating. Would I go for, I think personally, if you've got Tretinoin, the best thing to do is get a ceramide infused moisturizer and then put a facial oil on and then after it, or mix it in together. I think facial oils are the way you can absolutely help offset some of that Tretinoin dryness. Or do as Patty said really early on at the start of this live stream, which was glycerin, food grade glycerin. Put that on the skin, that can lock everything in and be your best friend as well. Let's have a look. Kristen says, hi, what is this thing patting on the serums, lotions, creams, etc.? It's not like I can push it in. So the only reason I pat my serums in rather than rub is because I find certain serums, talking about the azelaic acid from The Ordinary, if you rub them, it pills, it balls, and it kind of creates that friction, which means that they sit a bit oddly on the skin. Patting, like this, just is a way of getting the product to work into the skin a little bit without creating that friction, which can lead to balling. That's the reason I personally do it. There's no difference in terms of how they penetrate between massaging and patting. Literally no difference. You're right, you can't actually push it into the skin or anything like that. I think it applies slightly better and stops some of that pilling and peeling that you can get. Rebecca says, I have very dry skin and I've been loving the Bellflower Watermelon Fresh Sunscreen as a morning moisturizer. That sounds so good, and I am all in favour of everyone just try that. Instead of putting more UK to help you with the labels packaging for your launch, by the way, I dreamt that your products are sold out, #excited. Thank you so much, Mark. And honestly, it would be, a dream come true. If we honestly, Matt, it would be a dream come true if I sold out. I don't expect that. I'm just so grateful for everyone's support and for every last friend that's going to come over and help me package and stick labels on and make it possible. And I know so many of you, oh my god, if we did a packaging party, it wouldn't even be like work. We'd get the drinks flowing, we'd have some good music on, we'd be talking about skincare, we'd be doing our routines. We'd never get any work done, but it'd be so much fun, and I would have you over in a flash mark if you lived in the UK. Yolo says, what are your thoughts on using a benzoyl peroxide wash before applying retinol? I think benzoyl peroxide is fantastic. Just be careful if you're new to retinol. It can be a little bit drying using it alongside benzoyl peroxide and retinol in the same routine, but once you're used to both of the products, it's absolutely fine. It'll work really well. Hannah says, I realised that I do actually like fragrance in my skincare, but only if it fades pretty quick. This is the thing. I love the sensorial. I love a fragrance when I'm using it. Do I want it to linger? No. Those fragrances that you're still smelling midday, like, no, nobody wants that unless it's nice perfume. Nobody wants their skincare to still be stinking by lunchtime. But I am team fragrance. Let's have a look. We've got Michelle says Haru Haru. Yeah, everyone's team Haru Haru. So Sophie says, would you recommend your jelly cleanser as a first or a second cleanse? You can use it as a standalone cleanse, just as a cleanser. But if you want to use it in a double cleanse, I would definitely use it as the second step in a double cleanse. Ooh, starting off with a gorgeous balm like the Juno 10 balm, and then finishing with the Mad About Skin cleanser, match made in heaven. Something like that would work so well, but you can use it as a standalone cleanser. I'm always realistic. You know, these people that launch a cleanser and say, does it all, it's the only cleanser you need, gets it all done. I'm going to be realistic and say I think it'll struggle to remove all waterproof makeup, but then most cleansers would, so you need a balm or you need a makeup remover to do that, but it'll get rid of most SPF. I've tried it on with just about all my SPFs, and I'd say it removes 99% of the Make Prem SPF, which is the hardest one to shift, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. So Anna says, I'm going on holiday in a week, still in the UK. Is it okay to leave my retinol evening exfoliation and go without for a week? Yes, absolutely. Any more than a week, I would say keep the retinol, because sometimes if you leave it for like 2 weeks, you can get a little bit of that retinol uglies back again. So I would definitely recommend seeing that. So yeah, I would say retinol, a week's fine. 2 weeks, you might want to keep it in just to keep your skin used to it. So Paula B says, my nitty group finished early, so I get to chat with you. I realize I'm late, but the fragrance product line will be out at the same time as the non-fragrance line. Love you bunches. Paula, thank you so much. I'm so glad. And Paula, I literally, about 10 minutes before I started this live stream, a package arrived that had your name on it. So I didn't have time to open it and enjoy it before I jumped on the live stream. So I'm super excited as soon as I finish this to open it. It's my first thing I'm going to do before tea even gets put on. So thank you so much for the bottom of my heart, and I cannot wait. So the fragrance line won't entirely be out at the same time as the rest. I wanted to launch with a non-fragrance because that's applicable to everyone. The fragrance line took a little bit more development, so it will be coming. It might just be a little bit later. That's all I'm saying. The cleanser I will be able to launch at the same time as the main cleanser, though. There are other products that might take a little bit longer. Let's have a look. MSK said, I'm going to make that tea now. I hope you love it as much as I do. Irene says, any advice for textured skin? Alpha Arbutin works good for me, but is there any more I could use? I think getting a really nice exfoliator, such as lactic acid that hydrates as well as exfoliating, would be the best thing you could do for textured skin. It works so well. Switchy says, are you kidding? I can hardly wait. Save me my pennies so I can get the bundle. Oh, thank you so much. And honestly, I cannot wait to be able to share it with you guys. It's like dream come true, and to be able to share it with you so much, so good. Jan M says, I have pajama bottoms and top. Let's have a pajama party. Oh, team pajama party all day. There's nothing I love more than doing my evening skincare routine, putting my pajamas on and just taking the day off. So good. Let's have a look. So Anna says, yeah, yes, you leave for a week. Retinol is still okay to use in summer. Yeah, I use my retinol all the way through summer. Some people I know say they don't. I don't know why. I personally use it all the way through summer. Tom says, I love that someone thought we were the same person. I know, we're gonna have to do like a Welsh twins like duo like video, because they said they only started their like joint channel to prove that they weren't the same person. We'll have to do that, Tom. Mark says, have you tried the Versed Dew Point Gel Moisturizer? Yes, I have. If so, would you love to know your thoughts? I know Adam raves about it. I remember you saying a while back you'd ordered it. I did. I tried it. I loved it. I'd say it's very difficult to choose between the Versed Dew Point Moisturizer and the Super Gel Moisturizer by Face Theory. Personally, the Face Theory one here in the UK is a little bit cheaper. cheaper, which is why I'll probably continue to use that rather than repurchasing the Versed. But I did love it. Adam recommended it to me, which is why I tried it, and I fell in love. They're both very similar. I think it just comes down to which is more accessible where you live, which, you know, but they're very similar textures. The Rockflower says, I use a night moisturizer with retinol. Can I use a vitamin C serum? Absolutely. Yeah, you can use the two together, especially if your retinol's in a moisturizer. It'll be a nice low strength, so you won't have too much sensitivity. It's such a great option. Now, we have 5 minutes left to go, so I know you bear with me, and I appreciate it so much. It's not always the easiest. Internet here is rubbish, but I won't be without these live streams, so I love it. So Charlotte says, I've got time for, let's go for 4 more questions. 4 minutes, 4 questions. Let's go for 4 more. But I'll do that on the condition that you guys keep hitting the like button. This is your last chance to do it. Minimize the chat, click the like button, maximize it again, you are good to go. Whilst you're there, if you haven't subscribed, join our family. And I'm going to fight through this terrible internet that we've got to actually deliver some... let's see, Charlotte says, does your skincare line have any essential oils in it? I can't use them. No, we don't. It doesn't have any essential oils in at all. So hopefully that'll be accessible to just about everyone, because I know there's quite a lot of people out there that can't really use essential oils. I'm fine with them, but I know a lot of people can't. Diana S says, I don't hate a bit of Stridex now and then. It works really well for my sebaceous filaments. There is something very satisfying about those pads, particularly on the nose, just getting rid of those sebaceous filaments. I hear you, my love. Chris London says, how do you get rid of texture? Get a really nice hydrating exfoliator. Lactic acid will be your best friend, Chris, I promise. So MSK says, imagine Rob and Tom saying, this is your weekly reminder that we are not the same person. I'd love that. I would live for that. That would be absolutely amazing. Hannah says, these live streams always make me feel better. And you know what? There's something authentic about the bad internet connection. The fact it's not super professional setup. I could do this also. Well, I couldn't do this professionally because I honestly don't have the skills. But it could be all super like background lit and all that lot. I want to keep it authentic. We've got cat toys. We've got bad internet connection. We've got pajamas on. We are living our best life. Raquel is in with the packing party. We might actually need to rope everyone in at this rate, but I would love it. I would honestly, I know we set up this channel at the start of the pandemic where everything was, you know, lockdown and all of that stuff, but I've been saying the whole time I've done this channel as it's grown and grown and grown, I would love to do a meet and greet where we could do just a meetup. We can all have some drinks together, we could chat skincare, all that good stuff. So I'd love to do that, and a packing party would just be amazing. We've got a couple more questions I'm going to get through very quickly before Nicolette says, what are your thoughts about using the Cherium tranexamic acid 5% with Tretinoin? I think it'd be a great option. Tranexamic acid in 5% concentration works really well with Tretinoin. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. Freckle says, I'm looking for a retinol stronger than the Drunk Elephant one. Do you have any suggestions? Really, beyond that, I would think you're looking at prescription. So the adapalene, different adapalene, or Retin-A will be the strongest ones, because that's pretty much as strong as it gets over the counter. The Paula's Choice Retinol 1% clinical is also kind of on a par with that, so you might find that works really well for you. Kristen says, greetings from Berlin, and we have now hit the hour-and-a-half mark. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've been talking for an hour and a half. So guys, another Saturday. This has been a super busy live, so thank you so much for everyone that's joined. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, for everyone that's clicked that like button, subscribed, send lots and lots of love to each and every one of you. Anyone that's watching this back on the replay, sending lots of love to the replay squad, and wherever you are in the world, guys, I hope you have the most wonderful weekend, and he's sending so much love from the bottom of my heart. Take care, guys. Bye.